Plaintiff Roger Wilson and his wife Bridget say Roger met the defendant 15 years ago through his parents, and he thought he was a good guy. However, after Roger and Bridget agreed to sell a car to the defendant's friend, and the defendant vouched for her, she failed to pay off the vehicle, so they're holding the defendant responsible. Defendant Danny Villanueva believes he's only in court today because of Bridget. Danny insists Roger was a good guy before he met Bridget, and he hasn't worked a stable job since they got together. Danny refuses to pay for the car because he insists the agreement was between Roger and his friend.
Tell me what happened.
I met Dan 15 years ago through my parents. He seemed to be a good guy. My parents liked him. All our friends liked Dan. But after this incident screwed over the car, I wouldn't take his word for anything. I mean, it caused a lot of tension between my family and my wife. I keep hearing, "I told you so, you shouldn't have sold the car," and now we're here.
Ma'am, did you want to say something? State your name.
My name is Bridget Wilson.
You want to add anything to the background?
Basically, I objected to this the whole time. Okay. I had had a similar situation before with a friend.
Well, tell me about the situation then.
On 6/1 of this year, we met up with Dan and asked him if he knew anybody who wanted to buy a car. We had a car that was for sale, and we were going to be going out of state, and we kind of wanted some money. He said that he had a friend who needed a car. My husband asked him, "Well, do you trust her?" And he said he trusted her because it was going to be on payments. And we didn't know the lady, so of course we weren't going to sell a car to someone we didn't know. So the next day we were supposed to meet, and they were going to sign the paperwork, and she was giving $200 down, and it was supposed to be $200 every 2 weeks after that until the car was paid off for a total of $600. After we weren't able to make the meeting because we were trying to get our stuff ready to go out of town, Dan said that he would go ahead and leave the down payment and that she could take the car and we could sign the papers at a later date when we got back. When we went that night to pick up the $200, there was a bill of sale that was written out and it was signed. My husband's signature was forged to it, and it stated that we were going to receive $200 a month, which wasn't the agreement. We couldn't take care of it. We were going out of state, so we went ahead and just decided, you know, Dan was a man of his word. He said he would take care of it if she didn't. So we just left and came back.
You haven't received anything yet?
We received
one payment.
From whom?
From the friend, for $100.
And what time period was that to cover?
For the month of July.
That's half of July?
It was half of July's payment that she made.
Even though you said the agreement was not $200 a month.
It was not $200 a month, but after we saw the bill of sale that was written out, we just decided that he had given his word. We'd go ahead and go with what they had written out.
Sir, what do you want to tell me?
I feel that I'm only here because of Roger's wife. You know, he was a good guy before he met her, and then all of a sudden...
Like what?
You didn't give your word, Dan?
You know, and
how has he changed?
Well, I have a feeling that they're exploiting this whole situation here, you know. Because, you know, I really had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but what are you coming down on the man's wife for? I think you need to clear that up.
Well, you know, he hasn't had a good, hard-working job since he's met her, you know? He doesn't work anymore.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
She takes care of him?
Well, he must.
Just,
yes, ma'am.
Just for the record straight, my husband is currently working.
Yes.
He's a home care provider.
Okay. What other problem you have with her?
Nothing.
She takes care of him.
This whole sue thing over this car.
You think she's behind it?
Sure.
Why wouldn't he be behind it?
Here's a contract they made to sell this car. I was just to go because I need somebody to find.
You say he didn't sign any agreement. Who has an agreement that we're referring to? And you say he did sign an agreement?
No, he didn't sign it. They had left me in charge to sell the car for him, which I understand she made a $200 payment.
Seller.
They gave her the title.
I'm looking at the seller's signature. The seller didn't sign it?
No, because they left town and had me do it while they were in Oklahoma.
They authorized you to
Yeah,
use
he told me to do it, make out a bill of sale. They asked me to do a bill of sale.
Did you give him authorization to sign on your behalf?
To write it out as the cars be sold as is.
To sign on your behalf?
Yes.
No, your signature.
I give him permission to fill out the bill of sale.
You be quiet, ma'am. Don't coach him, please, because then I get the impression that you're lying. So, Let me ask you, without your wife interrupting and coaching
Yes, I told
you,
Dan to
did you
make the
tell
bill
him?
sell.
Did you tell him that he could sign your name to an agreement?
I'm not sure about signing. I told him he could write the bill of sale.
And sign your name?
I'm not sure about that part.
Okay. Since you're not sure, I'm going to conclude that this
Okay.
contract is invalid. Therefore, I have to go with the testimony and any other evidence I've received today. Why do you think he should be liable?
Because I asked Dan if he trusted her to make the payments, and Dan said, yes, I trust her. If not, I'll make it right and I'll take care of it.
Sir, did you agree to essentially co-sign for this?
No, I agreed
You
that
did?
on my word
Right.
that she was good because she was a friend of mine and I thought she would make the
It
payments.
sounds reasonable that you would say if she doesn't pay you, I'll take care of it.
Oh, I'm going to pay it for a car? No, I'm not.
Really?
It's not my car. I don't have the title. I don't have the car.
Where did you know this woman from?
She helped me out in Washington. It's an ex-friend's wife. She put me up when I was in hard times. I had hard times years and years ago, and I figured that I would repay the favor and give her a cheap car, you know, a reasonable price so she'd fix it.
When was the last time you had spoken to the woman prior to this transaction?
Oh, probably a few weeks before that.
And how frequently would you and this woman
Probably
speak or
2 or 3
associate
times a
with
year.
each other?
2 or 3 times.
Twice a year you would associate. Just so happened that you all associated 2 weeks before she came looking for a car.
Yeah. Well, she actually mentioned that she was looking for a car probably 6 months before that.
And it took
And then
you
I
6
actually-
months to find one?
No, no. I remember that Roger had told me he had a car for sale, and that's when I told her I knew somebody had a car for sale.
So let's go over this again. You see her or associate with her twice a year on average. This time you associated with her 6 months prior to the purchase, and in that...
No. 2 weeks before that is when she asked if I knew somebody had a cheap car, and I found the car, sir.
I thought you said it was 6 months
Well,
before.
she asked for a car 6 months ago, and then she reminded me 2 weeks later that she was still looking for a car.
She reminded you 2 weeks before the purchase that she was
Yes, and
still
I
looking
didn't
for a
even
car.
know about the car until they told me about it like a week after that.
That 2 weeks prior, what was the nature of that communication? Had you all just bumped into each other?
We actually did.
Out in public somewhere, and she reminded you?
No, it was actually at her ex-husband's house.
She said, I'm still looking for a car?
Yes, she did.
You were over there visiting?
Yes.
I'm not trying to be funny. Folks are finding this funny, but I'm trying to cross-examine
Well,
you.
all I have to say about it is they gave the title to give to her. She didn't make the payments. Hey, I don't think it's my responsibility
I
to pay
know
for
you
the car.
don't think, but it's my responsibility to
Right.
determine. You were over the woman's house after only seeing her twice a year. This was one of those twice-a-year visits?
No, I was actually over at her ex-husband's house helping him with a car.
Okay,
and she
and she
showed
came
up.
over?
Yes.
Okay, so she already had a car.
No, she was over with her daughter.
Well, whose car were you helping with?
His,
Why couldn't he help his ex-wife get a car then?
because there's too much drama there.
Wasn't that much drama for her not to be over there that day?
No, that's true.
See?
Yeah.
They make more sense than you. You were the middleman for all of this, and it was your friend. I'm inclined to believe what they say. $450 for the plaintiffs. Have a good day.
It's over with, right, Roger? Is it over with?
Yeah.
Can we just go back to
Yeah.
Bridget? Is
But
it
Dan,
done?
You did say that you'd make it right.
I really don't remember that, Roger. I really don't.
Hi, Judge Mathis. My name's Debbie. If I have my ex arrested for assaulting me, but the criminal case against him is later dropped because there wasn't enough evidence, can I still sue him in small claims court for any medical bills?
Yeah, Debbie, you can. You know, just because a criminal case is either dropped or someone is found not guilty doesn't mean that they may not be liable for their actions in civil court. You know, there's two different burdens to prove. In criminal court, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. In civil court, it's by a preponderance of the evidence, meaning more likely than not. The burden is less and it's easier to prove in civil court, in other words. And if you prove it, then you'll be entitled to any damages you suffered as a result of their conduct, whether they're medical bills or sometimes even pain and suffering.